Hey, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Jared.
And we're here to talk about Dragon Ball
Z.
Alright, starting with episode 66, where Goku had just arrived. He surveys the landscape and sees Gohan's neck broken from Recoome and not much resistance, so good timing.
And Vegeta and Krillin also is down. Like, they're not up at all, they're both on the ground, and so Goku comes to a scene. It almost might be worse than when he came on Earth.
Gohan is non-responsive, which I don't think we've seen him really land at a scene. So everyone's kind of laying there, Goku.
But Gohan's eyes are the white. Like,
yeah,
the
people
white
are
eye,
just out, no response, basically. It's not like you made it in time. People are like, you're kind of too late, but thanks, you know?
But like he has Setsu beans, which he splits in half and gives Gohan and Krillin half of one.
Again, he got a bag of them for the
I
ride
know.
and he only has one left when he arrives.
Well, he gives one to Vegeta too, but
save a couple for.
What I love is very similar to Saiyan Saga. Very disconfident. There's a confident Goku is here again. Everyone's like making fun of him, thinking that, oh man, Raccoon's just like, well, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, and then
It really is. I want to linger on that a little bit more because when we get to Frieza, I think it's very different. But yeah, Goku's arrival here, identical to the Saiyans. I mean, more severe condition, critical condition, but he surveys the grounds. He's like a president visiting after a hurricane, where it's like, you did a good job. You did all you could. You were prepared, you know. And they're like, thank you for coming, Mr. Goku. Thank you for visiting our humble town. And so it's a little bit too much, I think, like the savior complex. But then Goku reads Krillin's mind.
Yes. By the way, he does this, and it's like this never happened. But it's basically so we can recap the last saga.
Come over here, Krillin.
Whatever. I don't care.
It's weird.
It's just like this Goku, and he knows he's gonna beat these guys. But the fight is even almost worse than I think Nappa versus Goku is way faster than Recoome. Like, just destroys him. Recoome can't even touch him. It's a fun fight, you know. Raccoon's basically naked at this point, and then Goku just destroys him. And like, they talk later on like why Goku can beat them so quick. Like later on in the show, they talk about how basically Goku uses anytime he goes super quick, he's using KO Ken. Like everyone's like, well, he can use the KO Ken. And later on, it's like he's been doing that the entire time, and that's fine. His body's ready for it, and that's the easiest way to beat people is in a strike. He can just strike people down with one attack, and doesn't even have to be showy about it. Like, it's just over for them. Vegeta will not shut up about Super Saiyan. Just every other damn time. The Super Saiyan is coming, and you will see it happen now. Every fight is just like the Super Saiyan's coming. Like, that's all he talks about.
So I know we mentioned, I think maybe King Kai had mentioned it once, Guru had mentioned it, but I don't think any of that's canon. This seems to be probably the first time in canon that Vegeta mentioned Super Saiyan, and it is like a prophecy where he's like, the Super Saiyan shall walk the earth and you'll all be defeated. But it goes into, I think, a lot of what happens later with Vegeta's arc, so it makes sense that he would be the one to be.
He won't shut up about it. It's just like, okay, man, if it's happening.
Well, it's religious to him. It's his whole existence is based off this Saiyan pride thing. So there's a really deep significance behind that, and then he gives a whole exposition about how the last Super Saiyan was 1,000 years ago, and long enough that it's a legend, which is again basically like that means it's religious to him, and they show the golden ape right in his flashback, which I think is again it shows just how much of a legend it is and it's kind of like how legends are transformed over time. Like that's the version that he was taught as a kid. So,
but anyway, let's go to 67, which is Jeice and Burter. Which Goku's just very nice. He's like, get out of here, and I won't beat you up, basically. Goku very much tells them off, and they're both. My favorite is just like, they just start flying around him. Like, they're just doing speed. They're like, wah, wah. And then they get close to him, like, you gonna punch me? And Goku's like, no, you throw the first punch.
And they're still just totally confident, even though they just saw their friend die from a punch.
Well, he's not dead, but he's like knocked out in one punch. It is a funny thing.
Yeah, I mean, the whole episode is them flying around and no one really attacks anyone.
Yeah, well, my favorite thing, I do have a thing is when they get super close and they're just talking crap to Goku, and he just punches them both in the face. And he goes like, we're gonna destroy you on Purple Sunday. And boom, he's punching. And then they're like crying. They're like, why? Why did you punch? It's like, you're in a fight. Like, Goku's like, and so the episode I kind of say ends with basically Goku like, they're talking crap, and then Goku just like whoops behind Burter, and they're like seeing that like, these Burter's like, oh, I'm the fastest in the universe. It's like, no, you're not, man. Like, Goku is faster than you.
Do we need to talk about the Australian accent?
Oi, did you hear that, Burter? This guy gets him one lucky punch and he thinks he can take on the Ginyu force.
I would have to read more, but I'm assuming a lot of times that when they give a character an accent, it's because they're trying to really make them different than other characters. Yeah. And I really feel like I remember that character because of that. Like, he is more remembered. He's not in that many episodes. I feel like he's remembered because he has an accent. Jeice! Like, he just has this energy about. I think that's even why Zarbon's kind of talked about. It's just like, whatever you want to call it, speech pattern. No one talks about the Doyer because he's like, I'm a bad guy. But like Zarbon's like, oh, King Frieza. And like, there's like a little bit of like a character they're trying to give him through the voice alone.
All right, episode 68.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, so one thing I want to say here. I think this was the first one that originally aired with the non-ocean dub.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is Ginyu Saga. And what I was reading, this aired in September 1999, and this is when I started watching. So I think this is when the Falconer music starts.
When I was watching it, everyone's like, what happened to Goku's voice on the thing? And I'm pretty sure it's funny because it's the same voice actor for him.
For us, because we've been watching.
It's the same voice actor, but what it is, it's his first time doing it. Versus, because this is where they started. They did start in the Saiyan Saga. They went back later on, which is... Can you imagine that? Like how weird that must be to start there? Like that's your first episode of Dragon Ball Z is that. Like Goku fighting Jeice and Burter. Like what? You have no idea. Even if you watch Dragon Ball, you're like, what is happening? So much
that's
what's cooking on their side.
And that's what most, I think, Americans, that was their first experience with Dragon Ball. It was like this saga or a couple episodes after it, right? So it was like, what's going on? What the hell's the Bulma thing? Like I remember just being like, who is this person? What's going on with Earth? Like why can't we just watch this battle?
I think I officially started to watch like hardcore. I probably saw episodes, but I think it was a Trunks saga. And then Burter is taken out by 3 attacks in a row. Like just Goku takes Burter out in a second.
I think Burter gets the least amount of screen time of any Ginyu character, like vocally and like, he just never really.
Gildo,
he at least has his own fight. This guy doesn't even get his own spot. Like he's fighting with another member the whole time.
Sure. I think he's unfortunately the most amount of targets. The much I love his design. Vegeta then kills Recoome and Burter. Like he sees them as threats. He is like not like Goku. Goku's like Goku tells Jeice take them away. Vegeta's like, what are you talking about? Blows up both of them because he knows that they will go back, heal them up, and they will come back in this fight again. They were just part of Frieza's force, and they don't care.
Yeah. A couple of things just on the new dub. Like everything we'd watched up to here again, it doesn't really feel like Dragon Ball Z. This now, because of the music, I know there's all this controversy out there. Just the eerie, ethereal strings, synth stuff, and seeing the landscapes of Namek. Like to me, this is like now it's Dragon Ball Z. It changes everything from the episode before it. So after what you were talking about, Jeice ditches the scene, which I don't think we've really seen anyone do. He's just like, I'm out of here, you know? Like, and they just let him go. Like, okay,
So they let him go, and then it basically becomes this thing where everyone starts playing out. Then it becomes like Gohan and Krillin, you guys go and get the Dragon Balls.
As Jeice flies to see Ginyu, I hear the Ginyu theme for the first time, which I love that theme. I think that's really cool. But it still feels again like it's like proto Dragon Ball. Like it's kind of like a power up music, but it's also.
Remember, it's his first. This is his first music then in the whole saga, which is why I think he only improves from you.
The first time Vegeta's theme is played, which is it's well placed.
So some fun fights. I mean, it's basically Goku just beating Sonic the Hedgehog and destroying these people. But it's so fun little thing to see Goku just powerful again. If for somehow the Ginyu Force did get to live, do you think any of the characters would have become good guys? Let's go with that. That's a fun thing.
Yeah.
Like, what if somehow they did get to survive? Would any of them have changed sides, or they basically just bad to the bone?
Good question. All right, we'll see you for Ginyu Saga next.